Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Yvonne Marie Andres, and I'm the co-founder of Global SchoolNet and serving as the Education and Outreach Director for Global Forest Link. The purpose of Global Forest Link is to connect youth locally and globally to collaboratively investigate forest change and to share your observations through your digital stories. My colleague, Dr. Elena Uleva, will now give you some more details about Global Forest Link.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the survey. I noticed that nearly all of you have taken it. My name is Elena Uleva. I am together with Yvonne. We are running this project. I'm representing the Community Commons, a small nonprofit organization located in San Diego, but also I work at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography and doing climate research there. So today we are really excited that you joined the project, and we are going to give you a brief presentation on what is this project about and what are the main steps that you need to take to participate in it. And then we will try to answer all your questions. So I will switch off if it's okay with you. I will turn off my video and will share my screen.
Before you do that, could we have Mount Everest Academy students and teachers briefly introduce their school and their community? And if you've already formed teams, go ahead and tell us about your teams. If not, you can do that later.
Okay, hi, my name's Trudy Patron, and I am the science teacher here at Mount Everest Academy. And I have 14 students now participating who are all working in teams. They're working in pairs, and they're excited, and I am excited about getting started on this project. And I have a student, Emma, who wanted to introduce the students.
Hi, Emma.
Pleasure to meet you. We are from Mount Everest Academy in San Diego, California. We're excited about this.
Great. So for people that are watching, and they could be watching anywhere in the world, could you just say a little bit about your community? What is that part of San Diego like? Or can you just give us a little bit of insight about, your school and your community?
So San Diego, California is in a drought-stricken area that's usually a semi-desert. I don't know what the exact terminology is. But my team at least is going to focus on native plants, which are being slowly hedged out by palm trees, ice plant, and a lot of other invasive species that take a lot of the water from the native plants. But our main problem is water.
Interesting.
Wonderful, yeah. So Dr. Uleva will now talk about the Global Forest Link project workflow, schedule, deliverables, and functionalities, because what we're doing is real science, and we're really contributing in a significant way to understand what's happening with forest change.
Okay, so I will turn off my video now and share my screen, and you will tell me if you can see my presentation. Do you see the presentation on your screen?
I think it's loading. We don't quite see it yet.
We see it.
Yeah, now we see it.
Okay, wonderful. So let me make it right here. Actually, I'll just make it as a real presentation. You can see it, right?
Yes.
So the project is about, we're trying to connect students from around the world. Right now it's US and Russia, but next year we're going to scale it to more countries. And to help them talk about the environmental changes, and specifically changes in their forests and parks. But by forests, we mean not just rural forests, but also urban forests. And then share their stories and videos and photographs. we have created the portal that will allow you to learn more about the project and about the forests and about all the tools that we suggest that you use to explore the forests. So why should you bother why should we bother about forests? We have a tutorial on this, but you understand that lots of people, actually 1.6 billion people, depend on the forests. Forests contribute to 60% of the U.S. source of drinking water. We know that forests emit oxygen and sequestrates CO2. And then we know that at the same time that the forests actually degrade, and that we see huge deforestation patterns in lots of parts of the world. Basically, 50 soccer fields of the forests disappear every minute. And you will learn more about this when you go to our tutorial page and go through the first tutorial. How can this project help to conserve forests? You as students, you can help a lot alerting your communities on what is going on, and not just in your regional forest, but also all over the globe, because it's the global problem. You will go to the forest, you will collect some photos, videos, and data. Then you will put it online, and we will create the analysis tool where you can actually analyze data collected all over the world. You will look at the photos that you collected, and then go to this platform that is called Global Forest Watch, which is the portal that has the satellite images starting from 2000 until 2014, and these images show the patterns of deforestation and also the patterns of the forest gain. You can actually look in and you can zoom to your area and understand much better what is going on in your forests. And then you also go to other portals and websites that we recommend, or the ones that you are used to use, and try to find out what is going on and somehow explain what you observed in the forests. And you do your small research and create a story. While doing this, we encourage you to talk with the experts, or to go read the news stories, etc. Then you write your story, share it online, and exchange and look at the stories that other participants wrote, and discuss them with them. You also will have a chance to participate in the live Skype events with the Russian students and other teams in the US, and discuss your observations and your research. As I already said, the project goal is to engage, of this particular project, engage the US and Russian youth teams into the dialogue about the environmental issues in their forests. We want to help nurture the new generation of professionals that are skilled in the Earth observation technologies, because we know that not so many classes in curriculum the Earth remote sensing technologies are really taught. We want students to become really efficient storytellers, and we want you to become really responsible global citizens to understand that the environmental issues that you observe in your communities are actually similar to very remote parts of the world. On this slide, you can see the pilot project participants. We had two teams in San Diego. One was from Francis Parker School, and another was from El Cajon Valley High School, who participated in the pilot project. And in Russia, we had a school near Lake Baikal, and you can see how beautiful the lake is. It's the largest freshwater lake in the world. It is located in the area of Russia that is close to Mongolia and China. In the current project, we have already 16 teams from Russia participating. And on this map, is so dark because it is actually the satellite map on which we put just a little bit of the geography. And on this map, you can see the pins where the teams are located, and most of them are in Europe, but some of them are in Asia. We have 10 teams that registered in the US, this slide shows these teams. So how the project works. Students will go to the forests or parks in their neighborhoods, and they will collect data and images of the forests. Then they will put this data and photos online, and we organize this in the online visual analysis system. I will talk about it a little bit later. Then, using your photos and videos that you collected, you will try to explain what you observe, what kind of forest changes you observe, and it doesn't necessarily have to be deforestation. It can be that actually some parts of our communities experience forest gains, so it doesn't have to be negative. Maybe we have good management practices and you want to write about this. So using your photos, videos, satellite images, different data sources, interviewing experts, you will create digital stories and in which you discuss your findings, and then you will put them online and share your findings with your peers via your stories online and via the Skype conferences, real-time Skype conferences. What would you need to do? This is a step-by-step instructions. So you know that we ask you to take the survey because we really want to find out how good is our project. So we will ask you after you're finished with the project to take the survey again. And thank you for taking it. After you take the survey, please go to our project portal, which is globalforesting.com, and walk through the portal. At the end of this presentation, I will show you the main pages of the portal, but for you, I think to start with, the main page will be tutorials. The tutorials are organized so that when you go from one, we have 10 tutorials currently. If you go from first to the last, they're logically organized, so they prepare you for your digital story creation, and they're very short. We have links if you want to find out more. You always can go and check what we suggest, but initially the tutorials are very short. After you do this, you will get into small teams, 2 or 3 students, and start gathering your data. You will print out the paper forms that are the links to the paper forms are in tutorial number 3, and then go to the nearest forest or park and take pictures and fill out the forms. Tutorial number 3 will teach you how to do it. This is the snapshot of the tutorial. There are links to the paper form, and don't forget to print it out before you go to the forest. And then when you come back, just copy all the information to the online forum and upload your images. We have the small help on how to fill out the form. The online form contains the Google Map application that will allow you to actually just pin the place where you were, where you took your picture, and it will automatically substitute latitude and longitude. But just in case, we are asking you if you are going to use your smartphone or camera that has geolocation capability, please turn it on, and the tutorial shows and gives you links to other sites that will teach you how to turn your geotagging on. After you collect your images and data, we will organize them into the visual survey analysis application that will allow you to see how the forest health, for instance, how the forest health depends on different factors. And there is tutorial number 10 that has a short video that demonstrates how this works using the photos and data collected by the pilot project participants. Tutorial number 6 will tell you how to use Global Forest Watch to get more information about the processes in your forests, in the neighborhood forests. There is a small video that tells you how to use the Global Forest Watch to understand what is going on. It's very user-friendly platform. We encourage you to go there. They have small tutorial videos, but even without them, it is obvious how you can actually use the platform to zoom in and to zoom in to the neighborhood that you're interested in. And I forgot to mention that when we create this visual analysis application, we will connect each of your photo to the satellite images. So basically, you clicking on the photo, you can go to the Global Forest Watch portal and at the same time see how this place looks from above. After you study your photos and videos, satellite images, other data sources, interview the experts, you will create your digital stories, and tutorial number 9 teaches you how to do it. We have a video there that will give you all the information. The requirements for the videos. What does the Global Forest Watch tell you about the forest? What other sources of information tell you about the forest? And after you look at all these sources and probably interview the witnesses and experts, what conclusion can you make about the forest? How you can explain basically what is going on and what is the message? You will submit your story. There is the online submission form on the actually, you can get there from the tutorial number 9 or from this Global Forest link stories page. Each story should be no more than 2 minutes long. It doesn't necessarily have to be a video. It can be a presentation with voice over it. We have short tutorials there on how to put your voice over the presentation if you have Mac or if you have a PC, and the movies should not exceed 1 GB. And I think Ivan is going to talk more about the digital stories, but you will have, I just want to mention that you will have an option either to put, which the first option, the preferred one, you can upload your video onto YouTube and give us a link. And then if you don't want to do this or cannot do this, you can just upload your presentation or movie to our site. And everyone will get a certificate of participation, but we will also have 6 awards in 3 categories, and Ivan is going to talk about this. One of the main objective is to really interact with other participants from other places in the US and from Russia. So please join our Facebook community. We have a Twitter hashtag and account. Please, if you can, participate in the live Skype sessions. And when the participants put their digital stories, just please review and comment on them. And if you can, start your own blog. So this is this slide just summarizes what I just talked about, giving you step-by-step instructions. And if you have any questions, contact us. I just created email globalforestlink@gmail.com that will go directly to us, and we will answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so that's a lot of information. I understand that. We're trying to do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to talk a little bit about the sharing part because Elena talked a lot about going out into the field and collecting your images locally. This is really important. This is the only way to do this. We have, our goal is to have as many students from around the United States and eventually other countries go out and document what's happening in their communities. And I know because this is we did a pilot phase, there's things happening in San Diego, things that are happening, changes that are happening through fires, through our drought. We have insect infestation in different parts of the county. Oak trees are being affected. There's development that's cutting down, our tree canopy and so on. So anyway, once you gather all this information, we then want you to share your information. So I am looking here for here we go, PowerPoint. And I'm going to just share a little bit about what we're hoping that you can do. We hope that you can become good storytellers. And storytelling can be very simple, but it really needs to be about sharing your passion. So let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay, good. So I can't tell that you can. All right, so let me start here. All right, so sorry, I'm going to go to here. So what is a digital story? So you're going to find out lots of things, and you cannot fit all of the information and discoveries and observations that you make in a 2-minute video. So think about what can you spotlight that focuses on a specific issue about what you see. So did you see where there were forest fires, a number of years ago, and there's regrowth happening? Can you talk about the heavy rains that happened a few months ago, where a lot of trees, fell down, and they had to cut trees down because, the roots couldn't maintain themselves, and so I mean, it really depends on what you see and what story you want to tell. But we really want you to combine your original observations, your research, and become journalists. So, imagine that what you discover is going to go beyond you and you're going to share it with a larger audience. As Elena mentioned, you can include a combination of your writing, text, your photos that you take, video, audio, music. We have some schools in Russia that are thinking of creating songs about forest change, original graphic illustrations if you're an artist, and what you post on social media. So we're really looking for the most creative ways that you can think of to tell the story. As Elena said, we're also looking, if you can connect with any experts, any forest rangers, environmental experts, people that are doing, studying this topic as part of their profession, if you can include sound bites from them, that would be wonderful. But most importantly, we want you to tell an influential story about forest change that will make your audience really care about what you're doing. Okay, just some real details. Elena covered some of this, and we'll email you this so you don't have to write any of this stuff down. But we really want to do this in a very short amount of time. People don't have the patience to watch long videos. You could probably make, a 45-minute documentary about this stuff. I'm not sure people would watch it. So what can you say in 2 minutes or less in a small file in standard formats? But most importantly, address your local forest conditions. Please do not use any copyrighted materials unless you get written permission to do so. And you can submit these stories as a solo student or as a team of students. So whatever works for you, you figure out what works for you. And we will be giving 6 awards of $100 each to recognize the best stories. So what do we want you to do? Observe what you learned, share your stories. More importantly, raise public awareness about the forest conditions, because this is a really important thing that's happening. And how do we get the word out? You can help us do that. Make your audience care. And if you can suggest actions that communities or individuals can take to improve forest health, you're going to get bonus points for that. Okay, so awards, we decided to divide these into 3 categories. So the first one is the best content. Who are the people that are using the best use of scientific research and their personal observations, to explain what's going on? Best technical, and this is, more to focus on the best use of audio and images and music and video clips, using, kind of video technology. Or the most creative. You can get imaginative, you can get funny, you can get innovative to tell your story about forest change. Those are the ones that are going to go viral anyway. Okay, so what are some story starter ideas? Okay, these are just examples. So maybe you want to talk about the loss of trees due to wildfires or drought or mudslides or climate change, logging, overdevelopment. That would be a good story starter. Or the diminishing tree cover in cities and urban areas that is increasing air pollution. Or the death of trees caused by insect infestation. Or it can be very positive things like tree planting giveaway programs. San Diego does have that, where they'll give you trees to replenish, the areas where trees are growing old or being cut down. How are we going to decide who are the winners of these storytelling, digital storytelling? Well, here's a rubric. Again, I'm not going to read all this to you, but we're looking for, people that really are thoughtful, creative, conscientious about telling their stories. So the video, it's actually not coming soon. It's actually here now. This was a week ago, and we've already finalized it. We worked with a national video journalist, Phil Ireland, who actually was part of this program and went to Russia last year. And he's been a teacher. He's a video journalist. He was a video journalist for the San Diego Union Tribune. He has recently moved to Yosemite and now has his own company. And he's created a really short, wonderful and short video that will tell you about the essentials of digital storytelling, some tips, and more importantly, some production tips, because it's the little things that matter, like how you hold your camera or your smartphone, and probably the most important thing is audio, and he's going to talk about that. All right, so let me go back here, and I'm going to unshare my screen. And
I just have a question. This is for you and students. Do you have time and want me to go through the main pages of our portal, or it's better if you just do it yourself and just ask questions if you have questions? What would you prefer?
Yeah, I have questions too, and I would love to just maybe get a brief overview of the portal.
Yeah.
Just kind of show us where we click and to do all the stuff we need to do.
Okay. Do you want it now or after you have questions? Or after?
I know several students have questions, so.
Well, why don't you ask your questions now, and then Elena will give a quick
introduction to
introduction to the portal, because we're always adding new things there to resources and things that we think will help you.
Okay.
So yeah, questions, sure.
Mm-hmm. What exactly do you define a forest as?
Could you speak a little bit louder?
Do you want to? She's asking, how do you define a forest? What kind of sites should we use? Can we use like a chaparral, or is it just any kind of open space? Or
Elena, do you want to answer that?
Yes, we don't want to put any constraints on it, because we actually are very interested in urban forests as well. So if you have like what you consider to be a park, as long as you have trees there, you can take a picture there. If you go to the Global Forest Watch map, they have you will have an ability to see if it's a protected forest or managed forest. But for the parks, there is not these categories do not exist. So, yes.
I think for us in San Diego, there's kind of more chaparral, and maybe some students might be interested in desert-type habitats as well. Is that acceptable?
Yes, absolutely.
Do they need to have trees?
No. We're looking at, I think tree is kind of the common denominator. So we're looking at tree cover and tree change, through whatever the conditions are, which can be natural conditions like climate change and drought. It can be fires. It can be overdevelopment. But you're San Diego, and you have access to a lot of natural forests. We're also working with schools in Chicago and Washington, D.C., and they're going to be looking at urban forests. So they're not going to be looking at a lot of traditional forests as we think wilderness forests, but they're going to be looking at, tree cover and tree change in their areas.
Okay, so I think the defining characteristic then is that it must have trees.
Trees,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Does manzanita count?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Good. That was a really good question. I want to know.
A little bit louder. You're kind of far from the mic, and we
Okay,
can't.
I'll go ahead and repeat the question.
Okay.
Megan, did you have any?
Oh.
Yeah.
How many sites do you want us to do?
How many sites are the students to do? Because I had told them that they were just supposed to kind of focus on one, and then I have them doing research. So they're doing like a short research paper on that one forest. But then I heard that wasn't right.
Yes, no, that's right. We just asked them to take 5 different pictures, but it can be of one site.
Okay, got it. Perfect.
So ideally, your students and student teams would pick different areas, and tell a wider story, if that's possible, rather than 5 stories about like the same location. If it's possible, kind of spread out and give like a wider perspective of what's happening around San Diego.
We
Yeah, but
we are
one
very
team,
uniquely positioned to do that quite well. So our students come from all areas of San Diego, and they've chosen areas that are close to them. So we have northern San Diego to all the way to La Mesa.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Emma.
Would it be possible for us to go down to Mexico?
How's Mexico sound?
we wouldn't authorize.
Yeah.
If we don't need to authorize you, you can go to Mexico and do there. But it's,
Parental permission required.
your parents have to know this.
So I'll give my perspective, which is that would be a wonderful story to tell and say that, San Diego is so close to Mexico that, we decided to investigate what was going on there. And this is what we found. Of course, as Elena said, and as your teacher said, you have to have proper permission, to be down there and document what you're seeing. But, their borders are artificial. So what's happening on one side of the border is probably affecting what's happening on the other side of the border. So what's happening in Mexico is affecting what's happening in San Diego. So I think that would be a great story.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Any other questions? Do you guys have any questions?
I had one, but it's already been answered.
Okay. All right.
Hi there, this is the first time that I have a question. So this is happening all before May 16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're on a little bit of a compressed time frame, but we had discussed this before, if we could get an extension, because I have AP students who are involved and want to be involved, but unfortunately the AP exams are coming up and they're heavily taxed right now as far as their academic load. So, is there any way that the AP students could push it back to a later date?
Sure. With the project, actually, we have this project till the end of the school year. So
Okay.
they can get in anytime.
Okay, that's really helpful because the AP students just don't have any room on their plates, and I was kind of hoping, because I know that they want to participate, but that would be wonderful, and it would be definitely before the end of June.
Yeah, can you get back to us and give us like kind of the drop dead date when we would expect to get their stories? I mean, part of it is we are trying to give awards. If they're not interested in participating in the storytelling awards, it's not quite as important, but we need to be evaluating all the stories that are coming in and presenting awards before the end of school. And a lot of schools get out, like the second week of June.
Yeah, I think that we could get it in by the end of May, beginning of June. Okay. Definitely.
That would be great.
Very good questions. Any other questions?
Anybody else?
So I have a question. So I don't see 65 students there. Is that how many students are participating?
No, there are supposed to be 14.
14. Oh, 14 students. Okay.
14.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't see 14 students there. Are there?
I had 2 or 6 students here, and then the other students, I had 8, but 2 of them had to leave. And then the rest I told I would send the link to the webinar.
That's kind of where I was going, and it's fine. I know it's the hardest thing is doing like live events. Yeah, there's a real advantage to doing it, but it's also the hardest thing to schedule. So so I will send you to the link to this, and hopefully they can watch it, and they can catch up with things that they miss. But would you like Elena to do a quick tour of the portal for all of you?
Okay.
My brother and I have to go to.
Okay. Can you say? Okay. Yeah. Really quick, and then I'll send everybody the link. And Oh, all the kids are saying it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
And we're very excited that you're participating. And
Yeah.
we hope to meet you live someday soon.
Okay.
Yeah, you might very well.
Normally we would come there and do it, but we really want to take advantage of the technology.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you see my screen
All
now?
right. Bye, guys.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Okay, I can see it. It's
Okay,
just
so this is
it's just
the
8 to 9 now. So where do we click and what do we do?
oh, you just say globalforestlink.com,
Okay, we've been there.
and then if you click on about, you will get to the about the project. Then team is our team, and you can see that we had 2 interns that helped us to put it together mainly during the summertime. They're from your school.
Oh, I think I know who they are.
Yeah, they're twins, Maria and Natalie.
Yes, they're in my AP Bio class.
Oh, wonderful. Then participants we will have, and we will ask every team to send us a quick short paragraph on the team and a photo that represents the team. But this is like for now just the map of the participants, and then we had the pilot project participants as well. Experts we had during the pilot project, we had interview with 1 expert. It was very successful. We are going to have another one during this project, and if students cannot participate in it, we will have a video and everyone can watch it. But how it happens, the expert recommends a short paper or papers for students to read. They will prepare questions, and students who cannot participate, who are not able to participate, they can send their questions to other students to ask them during the live Skype event, and then the expert answers these questions. And it was extremely nice interview. One of the main pages is tutorials. When you click on Start Tutorial, you will get to and see they're pretty straightforward and short, and then it will lead you to another tutorial. And the number 3 is crucial to go over because it tells you how to take the photos, and this will open the paper form that students have to print out before they go to collect photos and data. And then this one will open the online form into which they copy all the information and upload their video.
Okay.
And there is a small help on how to actually fill out the form. This slideshow is answers the main problem, the main questions.
I have a quick question regarding that. Can I interject?
Excuse me?
Oh, I had a quick question. Can I?
Yes.
Sure.
On
Sure.
this page. So how does the teacher know that the student has completed the task?
You mean the uploaded the?
Yeah, uploaded and done the stuff that they're supposed to do, because this is actually taking
when we upload when we ask to upload the form, we ask for the school. For email of the student, but we allow up to like 7 additional students, so all the names will be here. So we will have all the names of the students. We can give them to the teacher. At the final form, when it is online, we will have the first name and last initial. Mm-hmm. But then there will be information on the school. So teacher can, and I will show you how she can do it. She can actually go filter out only photos from her school and see who has submitted them.
Okay.
Now, going back to the tutorials, the tutorial number 4 will tell you what is the Global Forest Watch, and it has a link to the Global Forest Watch, and you can go to the interactive map there. And the next tutorial that will tells you how you can use this for this particular research has a small video that will allow you to do this. And for instance, you can zoom in to California and see, for instance, we want just to look at the tree cover loss. And we can play the movie starting 2000 till 2004, how the tree loss progresses all over the United States in this case, but particularly in like San Diego area. And you can even zoom more to San Diego. You can actually search for San Diego. And can play it again. Not very significant in comparison to other areas. Like Julian, we can see how the fires actually impacted this deforestation pattern. There are lots of things you can do. They have their own small, very short videos, and also our tutorial shows how to use it for this particular research. So this is how can we use Global Forest Watch. This is where we have this tutorial. It's just like basically the whole digital story with the use of the Global Forest Watch. Oops, sorry. Now the next tutorial, where do we get the data? This is the source. Just lists the best, in our opinion, the best sources of additional data. And again, if you look at the video, if you watch the video of the previous tutorial, you will understand what I mean. Then what are the story requirements? This is for the story that is written. And then the example of written story. But for this particular project, we ask not just to write the story. Students can always write the story, and actually they can submit it onto the Global Forest Watch, even not just to our project site. But we are asking them to create a presentation, video presentation, which can be just PowerPoint with the voiceover. And this is the button that will that links to the submission form.
And which tutorial is that in?
This is number 9.
Number 9, okay.
And I will show how to get there. So again, we are asking for adult supervisor name. We're not going to include it anywhere. We just need to know who did what, and just to teach you to know. And then title and short description, keywords. Again, the location of the forest. They will have the drop down menu for the school. We still have to add your school there. Then keywords, also check or write your own ones, and then copyright compliance. And you can either provide URL if you upload it onto YouTube, or you can upload your video directly, which will go to our huge Dropbox, and then we will just upload it onto our channel. And this is the video that Ivan mentioned about that teaches you the essentials of the digital storytelling. And these are small tutorials on how, if you decide just to do the presentation with voiceover, you will just go to this small tutorials or just search Google. It's really really simple. Now this tutorial number 10 tells you, teaches you on how to use this visual analysis tool, and we have a video that that is based on the photos of the forests and information that the pilot project teams compiled together, and it shows how you can use it. And I can show it a little bit later on the other page. So we're done with the tutorials. Gallery is where again you have a button that can that allows you to submit your image and data, and actually it will lead you to the tutorial number 3, so that you and the button there, and this is the visual analysis tool based on the photos of the pilot project. And this first slide is the map of where the pictures were collected. This is the Lake Baikal and the part of Russia that is located in Asia. This is the San Diego, California, and I think some of the pictures were from Mexico as well. Then you can go to the bucket view and look at each picture, and you can zoom into the picture, and when you zoom on it, you can see it will take some time there. The images are large, it will become clear, but you can see that on the right hand side there is all the information that was entered on the form together with this picture, and then when you click on the this photo number blah blah blah, you will get to the global forest watch and can see the same area from the satellite perspective. So this is the global forest watch, and again you can play then with this. Then you can go to the I'm sorry, that was the previous was the grid view. This is the bucket view where you can actually really do analysis. Right now they're sorted by school, but I can sort them, for instance, by the forest health. And we can see that I have to scroll down there. We can see that for some reason there is the only it shows the poor forest health. It shows the distribution of the answers about the forest health. 11% said that it's poor, 23% said that it's excellent, and then 36% said that it's fair, and 3% of the respondents didn't know. And then, for instance, I can ask the question, what does it depend on? What does the forest health depend on? And does it depend, for instance, on the fact that it is protected area or not? So I just check yes for the protected areas, and we'll see that the amount of the poor forests became much less. It decreases from 11 to 5%. And you can actually zoom onto the picture and see why they thought that is poor, because there are lots of like dry bushes there. So this is the, and we have links to more tutorials on how to use this tool. Now we have the page that is called Stories, and this has a button, submit your story, and again it will take you to tutorial number 9 with another button, submit your story, because we want students to go through tutorial first and just make sure that they know. Right now we have stories from the previous project. They were not as good as we hope we will get from this project, because they were mainly written stories, and students who wanted just supplemented them with a short video about themselves. But this is interesting to look at. And then we have news, where we usually put other interesting news about the project or about the conditions of the forests in the areas where our teams are. So, for instance, this right now we have this Parker magazine article about the project. This is the last Skype conference of the pilot project between a U.S. and Russian school. I think that's mainly it. And you can, if someone wants to do it in Russian, we have Russian version. It's not full, but we have the tutorials and galleries and etc. in Russian as well.
Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of information.
It's really a lot simpler. I mean, Elena showed a lot of the extended capability of understanding, where their photographs are going, how they're being meta tagged, and the visualizations that are being created from them. But this is kind of a new project, innovative project, and so we're hoping to get students involved in this each year. So you're now involved in phase 2. We hope that you'll continue next year and be involved in phase 3. And as we build upon this, we'll begin to see a bigger picture of what's going on.
Fantastic! This is really exciting. I don't think I have any more questions. Do you have any more questions?
Yes, I had one. When was the due date for the video submission?
May 15th.
Okay, thank you.
And, like I said, some of my students
Yeah,
might...
yeah, but again, we set it originally for the ones who want to compete for the prizes, but if not, if they're not interested in the prizes, they can submit any time before the end of the school year.
Okay. Well, I think you guys are going to be interested in the prizes, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any other questions?
No, that was it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for getting together with us and explaining kind of, how to walk through this project. And yeah, I have high hopes. I think it's going to be good.
So I want to say one thing, which is we're hoping that you will share any insights that you have with us that we can share with other teachers, because as we said, this is a new project. And so if you're creating any kind of tip sheets for your students, instructional materials, anything that would make it easier for the next group of teachers and students to get involved, we would love to have you share those with us and give you credit for it and make you part of our team. And in the past, I can tell you that last year the phase 1 teachers really enjoyed it, and as a matter of fact, one of the phase 1 teachers will be going to Russia in the summer, and being able. So if that's something that interests you, that's also it's out there as a possibility. So.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Woo! Now I'm extra motivated. All right. Yeah, it's, I'm just kind of still, everything's kind of soaking in right now. So
yep.
Yeah.
But again, we are around, and if necessary, we can even stop by your school because it's not like going to Chicago.
Or Russia.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful. Yeah, let me see how the kids do with this month. This month I have them doing their research on their forest and, starting to collect those data. And yeah, well, I've actually incorporated this as their final project. project
Wonderful.
in place of another one that I had. So
Fantastic.
We
yeah.
have Russian invited professionals coming to San Diego for a visit the week of April 25th. So if you're interested, we can arrange for a short meeting at your school.
That would be. I'd definitely be interested. Yeah, I'm really.
We will send you the available dates.
Okay, that'd be great.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you so much again.
Bye. It was nice
Thank you. Thank you for staying late and doing this. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah.
Cool hat, by the way.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.